Thanks, Melissa, for the introduction. As you heard, my name is Isabelle, and we are part of the Legal Cannabis Coalition. So I work for a company that is US-based. The company is called Tar Process, and we do CO2 extraction and purification equipment. So we are part of the Legal Cannabis Coalition, and together with Jörg, we are going to promote the activities that we do in cannabis. So my background, shortly my background, as you heard, we do CO2 technologies. I have a PhD in analytical chemistry, and I've been working with carbon dioxide products for more than 20 years already, very often utilized in the pharmaceutical industry, food and environmental industry. But now I apply my technical knowledge to cannabis. And I will let Jörg introduce himself.
Yeah. Hi, everybody. I'm Jörg, working for Fluence in the EMEA region, so Europe, Middle East, Africa. I'm a lighting engineer by heart, and since 7-8 years working in the horticulture industry. What else to say? Yeah, we provide LED lighting solutions for the cannabis industry, but not only. So also for the agriculture sector. But today we're here to speak about what we do in the cannabis industry, yes, together with the Legal Cannabis Coalition.
So Fluence is also the newest member to the Legal Cannabis Coalition. So it's quite nice to have you on the stage also.
Thank you.
Today. Now, where are actually where did the history start of the Legal Cannabis Coalition? The coalition was started in 2015. And of course, it was started in the Netherlands. The Netherlands is, of course, known for many things like windmills or tulips, clocks. A lot of people are riding bikes. But also when you arrive in the Netherlands, certainly by plane, you will see that there is a lot of greenhouses. So there's definitely a lot of agriculture ongoing. And so that's in flower industry, but also vegetables, many different things. But also since quite a few years, as Melissa addressed already through Bedrocan even, cannabis is, of course, very much present also with the coffee shop heritage, of course, that is existing in the country. So in the Netherlands, there's quite a lot of experience, very established companies active in all these markets. And that's where the idea of the Legal Cannabis Coalition started, is to bring all that knowledge together and offer like a total solution package for our customers. So why this coalition? We learn from each other, we learn from you, we offer a total solution. But important to know is that we do everything in a legal framework, and we focus around cannabis, but also we have the knowledge in very different industries. And as we are all together, I work in extraction, but if the plant is not grown in a proper way, or if the quality or the cultivar is not ideal, then of course we cannot create a nice extract either.
Yeah, and so why working with the LCC? As of my experience in the past 6 years working here in Europe, Middle East and Africa, it's so hard as an entrepreneur setting up a cannabis business to understand, what do I need? What greenhouse builder do I partner with? What system integrator do I partner with? How do I equip my lighting? How do I do irrigation? All that. And that's why we can help you with that and be like a one-stop shop. So you will find every discipline that is required to set up a proper grow in our coalition. And everybody taps into a vast toolbox of, so that we can help you set up your grow, plan your grow, build your grow, and then also operate your grow. And what initially started as a Dutch initiative has opened up to a global initiative, and now the members are not only Dutch and Dutch speaking, as you can hear today. We also welcome international companies like Isabelle's company, like Fluence, and we broadened our scope inside the LCC to serve also industries outside of the Netherlands. So all our members are experts in what they do, right? That's a message that we want to convey here. All of us have experience that goes really back. We have done what we do in other markets. So like Fluence, we have a more than a decade long experience in cannabis production. So we bring all that technology, all that services, all that processes, and you could just skip through a little bit, yeah. And incorporate it to new markets. So we can so what do we have here? So yeah, I already mentioned our experience that goes way back from other markets. In Fluence's case, it's the US and Canada, where we are operating since over a decade. And of course, over the time, we have developed high quality products and services that we adopt to new markets. That can be, in Fluence case, electrical requirements when you move from the US to the European market. That can be things like the GACP and GMP standards, that where products need to be in a certain way or form because they need to be cleaned, maintained to a proper standard that is given by the market. And yeah, what can we say? Again, yeah, I think that's everything on this slide, right? Yeah.
Yes, I think it applies for Fluence and for Thar. Also, Thar is like 30 years in the industry already, pharmaceutical markets. But of course, this is the case for all the LCC members that have a lot of background also in other products and other markets. So also the LCC initially has focused a lot on data. And measuring is knowing. And initially, when the LCC was founded, there were also a lot of research. There was also a lot of research that was done at Wageningen University that was also allowed to grow cannabis at that point in time. And that was quite a unique situation because, of course, then you can put all the different partners together and understand things around lighting, but also you see the Grodan rockwool blocks, things around gutters, etc. So that was all then tested, so that we again continue to improve our expertise within the market. So what is important is, we support you, so you can get in touch with the LCC members directly, but you can also get in touch with the LCC board. We can do an intake. It depends, of course, at which stage you are today in your process. But if you're a startup, you can get in touch with the Legal Cannabis Coalition board. Then we will set up a meeting, and we will then assign a team with whom you can have a discussion with in order to identify the things that you need with the right standards. So when we look, and this is a short movie just to illustrate where we are active and what we are doing across the entire workflow. So really from preparation from the plant all the way down to the product. And that starts initially with these LCC members. So we have Fluence, Havecon, Hogendoorn, and VK Adviesgroep, where we can help you or assign a team to help you build your business plan, even look into permits. Then, of course, at some point we need go indoor or to a greenhouse, and then we really start the cultivation with Delphi, Grodan, Koppert, and Royal Brinkman. Where we then help you to get most out of that crop through a variety of parameters with the different partners. Also the genetics, of course, are very important. And then we get to the finished product where we have to dry and then further process if required, if your end product is not flower. And then we have Bright Labs, cannabis drying and Amtar process to help you with that to get to the final product. So you see, we're not covering the full chain yet. We welcome new members as well, but definitely we already have quite a nice group of experts available within this entire group of companies. So these are the current LCC members, and the LCC members are quite well represented. So who is present today? Actually, it's these companies. So I have a slide on the different companies, but of course I'm not an expert in rock wool. I can tell you all about CO2, but not necessarily about the other products. So I highly encourage you to come to our booth so that you can talk to the right people. So I'm just briefly addressing those members that are not here today, but Havicon is known for greenhouses. Bright Labs is an accredited lab in the Netherlands who is doing cannabinoid analysis in different matrices. Hogendoorn is known for horticulture automation. Royal Brinkmann has a variety of products that can be applied in horticulture. Campaigns and Results can help you to market your products and set it into the market. And VK Adviesgroep is a consultancy company that assists in preparing your cultivation site. You see, we also have Delphi. They are more on the cultivation side itself, doing consultancy as well. So briefly, we have Koppert. So if you're interested on how to protect your crops from insects and fungus, etc., we have Jet, who is also here in the room, who will take all your questions. So feel free to reach out to her. Regarding drying of cannabis, we have Nick and Tom present, so they can tell you all about GMP compliant drying. Also important to focus on the GMP compliance, because there's a lot of drying installations on the market, but not all of them are GMP, of course. We have Grodan. So when I'm visiting, I'm post-harvest, but when I'm visiting the sites, I often see Grodan and Koppert, I already mentioned, in many cultivation areas. So there we have Ben, who is present to tell you all about precision growing using rock wool. And then Jaime from Delphi is also present, who can tell you more about their experiment, which is upcoming. So they will be doing testing at Delphi in the Netherlands, and they offer, of course, consultancy services worldwide. And this is my part. So I'm in CO2 extraction and purification. So it's a US-based company, which indeed also means we learned a lot how things are going well from the US and Canada, also how things can go very wrong. We understand very much what the pharmaceutical industry requires in terms of GMP as well. So we have all the documents to support, and we have both extraction as well as purification products. So with extraction, obviously, we take the grinded, dried biomass, and we can extract terpenes and cannabinoids. That's the focus, in a sustainable manner and very selective. And if you want to go one path further, maybe do some clinical trials, you need purified compounds. So for that, we have supercritical fluid chromatography that allows you to do cannabinoid isolation, or within the CBD industry, we also can do THC remediation. So if you want more information about that, feel free to reach out to me at the LCC booth.
Yeah, and then Fluence, we provide LED lighting solutions, as I mentioned. We're also a US-based company, originally from Austin, Texas. We were acquired first by Osram 5 years ago, and then last year by Signify. So we are now a daughter of the biggest lighting company in the world, which makes us really proud, because our mother loves horticulture as we do. So that's very good. We also have a headquarter or a subsidiary in Europe, a large team of 20 people serving the European market with our experts, and we provide LED lighting solutions for greenhouses, where we design and define the solutions together with the customer per crop, per geographic location. The buzzword here is daylight harvesting, so we want to use as much daylight as we can, always in combination with a climate control computer with power sensors, detecting what is coming for free and naturally from the sun, and then we supplement what's needed to provide a uniform, even lighting situation throughout the whole year. as we learned, stability and uniformity, predictability is very important for the end product. So if we don't provide stable conditions throughout the whole grow period, then the product also cannot be stable. So that's what we do for greenhouses and indoor facilities. And as of now, I'm pretty sure that we are the world market leader in LED lighting for cannabis, for medical cannabis. Yeah.
All right, so what are the other LCC activities you might be interested in becoming a member yourself? So I will cover this. Jörg, you can cover the recreational.
Maybe just a few words about so we're here in Germany now, looking towards what's happening in Germany. We're all awaiting the legislative process to take further steps. It will start also with experiment, right? They want to grab data. They want to look at what's happening in the market. So there's 2 countries where this process is a little bit more advanced already. In Switzerland, first recreational cannabis has been sold already in the region of Basel beginning of the year. We're also involved in that trial to some extent. Same goes for the Netherlands. We also work with the Dutch tender applicants. So this expertise in working with, so originally coming from the medical market only, we're a stock listed company. Of course, all the business we do is completely legal. We need to see licenses from our customers and ensure that we sell to legit and legalized businesses. And now the switch to the recreational market, of course, it can only happen when it's legal by law, and there is a gray zone in between, but we have experience to accompany that process and to help the companies also grow and develop their own operation within these pilot project structures. So I guess that's really important that we throw in our knowledge from past projects from other countries, as those are both neighbors of Germany. Germany, as I know personally, is also looking a lot at these countries, what's happening there. I don't know if you saw the press release of our ministers. They were referencing to the Dutch experiment a lot. In this case, they said they will not copy much from the Dutch experiment, but let's see, because I think there is at least a lot of learnings that we can take from that. And then also the LCC is helping to educate the industry and the business. We do symposia on lighting, obviously on GMP processing, and we try to bring our knowledge to the community and help with that. So I guess the conclusion could be that we understand as a whole group, we understand the whole workflow from planning to selling the product into a market, and this is what we try to summarize in the LCC as the head organization.
Then we also come to trade shows like this one, of course. Last year we've been to ICBC. There's obviously a lot of cannabis events ongoing right now in the market, so it's difficult to pick a few. But last year we went to ICBC. We are always quite present at Green Tech. So last year we had a quite impressive pavilion where we showcased all the LCC members in one single pavilion. So Havecon built a greenhouse, like everybody had their own parts parts of the system that we use in the full cycle. And now we are here, so we welcome you also at our booth today. We also do external events. So Jörg mentioned we do a lot on education, a lot of education internally, because if we understand the total workflow as a service provider, we obviously will be able to position our products much better, so we learn from each other. But what we also do is organize these LCC events. It's a little bit of a different format than what we have here at Cannabis Business Europe, because we really focus there on the practical knowledge. So we really will go more in depth on how for, in my case, CO2 extraction works, how to apply the best lighting, what is important in drying to keep the terpenes, all these types of things. And last year we organized an event in Portugal. The market is rapidly evolving there. A lot of different partners. It was very successful because we completely sold out the event. And you see here one of the quotes of one of the participants. So when you are more than welcome to check the website and find out about the next events. We always go abroad, so we always select a different country to be active in, certainly where things are happening in regarding cannabis.
I just this morning spoke to my Portuguese colleague, and he was, when you heard I'm heading here, he was mentioning the event and confirmed that it was a very good event, and they also did some site
we did a site visit as well, yes.
Exactly.
Indeed.
So there is we try to be very hands-on, right? You could also say cut the bullshit and go right into it. I think that's also something that the industry needs. And if I may add something, is if it wasn't clear, so we're coming with a huge background with sometimes 3 decades of experience, and the cannabis industry has sometimes a tendency to reinvent the wheel, and everything that has to do with growing has already been done in the Netherlands for sometimes 50 years. And still the cannabis industry sometimes makes it more complicated than it needs to be. I'm not saying that, and actually I want to emphasize that there is no copy-paste, easy one-on-one. You need adaptations for cannabis. We have learned also that the hard way. For instance, I like to call it the tomato approach that was done a lot in the first few years, let's say, when the cannabis industry moved over to Europe. We tried to serve as we did before for tomatoes. We also tried to do it with cannabis, but there is a few challenges. Cannabis needs a lot more light, or can process a lot more light to survive. It can actually live with very horrible conditions, but if we want to push the crop to the max, we need a lot of light, we need a lot of dehumidification, especially also in warm countries. In summer, that's a huge challenge. Although you get the light for free, you don't get the moisture necessarily out of the greenhouse so easily. So there is a few challenges that we need to address, but again, the message here is we've done that many times, and we can help with the whole ecosystem that we're in to find a good solution and good partners for you.
Yeah, and that's the end of our presentation today. So Jörg already nicely summarized, but we can support you from the start of your project all the way down to a finished product. If you need support, you can reach out to any of the LCC members or to the LCC board, who will be more than happy to direct you to the right people. And if you want to become a member, of course, also don't hesitate to get in touch with us. And thanks for your attention today.
Thank you.